Resilient is just one of those words that has some bite to it. I didn't realize how strong I could be and how much I wasn't going to give up until I was put to the test. And so resilience means you don't quit when it's hard and that you can do hard things. So I love that word. I have been struggling with an eating disorder for just over 30 years. So this has been a lot of my life. I realized when I was in college and my parents had just divorced after a long-term marriage that I felt lost, I felt lonely, and I did not know what to do with 3 meals a day because of the way I was raised. And so when I got to college and I had 3 meals a day, I couldn't button my pants. And that's when I started to get really I started to really notice that there was something different about me, because I wasn't just going, oh, buy a new pair of jeans. I was going, this is a problem. And then the next time that really it showed was having a long-term pregnancy and then having a miscarriage towards the end of the pregnancy. I realized that when I'm sad or when I'm stressed or when I'm afraid, I don't eat, I restrict. And so that's when it really showed my husband and I, this is more than just a problem, this is an illness. And so then I started to get help at that point. For a long time after Doug and I got married, I felt like I could kind of keep the eating disorder at bay with outpatient treatment occasionally. I wasn't real consistent and I had a hard time with committing to it. Insurance is a big thing when you're in treatment of any sort. And so when we lost insurance, I didn't get to see a nutritionist anymore. That year I plummeted. And when we did get insurance again, I got to start seeing a nutritionist that was very proactive. And she worked very well, very strongly with my counselor, and them as a team really came to me and just said, we cannot treat you anymore until you go and get more inpatient help, some inpatient help. I had been inpatient when my girls were very young for actually attempted suicide. This time, it looked different. I wanted to live, but I was scared to live. And so I went to Laureate Treatment Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it was so weird because it's like I was so sick, but yet at the same time, I knew that my girls didn't need a legacy of death. And so I went for them more than anything, and for my husband. I'll never forget when we drove up to the treatment center, I was so nervous to go, mostly because I had been malnourished or undernourished all my life. And so I was a woman in like a child's body, and I didn't know what this was going to look like for me. But a lady showed up at the door and she said, are you Staceee Goetzinger? And I was like, yes. And she said, I've been waiting for you. And that began my journey of inpatient treatment. I thought I was going to be there 6-7 weeks. I was in ICU for 7 weeks. Then I went through the whole program. My girls would come and see me and Doug, and I just thought, if I can't fight for myself, I'm going to fight for the people that love me and have never seen me at least stable. I have had very close calls, I guess I could say, of needing to go back. But when those have started to happen, all it takes is me just going, this is about more than me. The day I became a mom, the day I became a wife, it was about more than me. And now I'm starting to see that it's okay for me to fight for me. And that's been a really big turnaround for me. So, my biggest support in this whole process has not only been my husband, but my sister. She's known me since the very beginning of this process. She struggled with it for a little while herself. And she has known me the longest, and she knows why I have struggled with this. She was there. She's the one who can confirm, you know what, you're not making this up, this was hard. And then when I got married to Doug, we Even when he didn't understand, he would support me. When we've gone down this road, we've known of people who've gotten divorced. We've known of people who've taken other options and not gotten well and perhaps have lost their life to this bad illness. And of everything, he has stayed. And I would always tell him, you don't have to. I know this is a hard road. I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel right now. And he would say, can you give me the chance to stay? I still get support when I go to my outpatient treatment 3 times a week. I need that still. I thought at this point I would be farther along, but the important thing is, what I stated in the beginning, is to have grace with myself and go, if this is what I need to stay on this path, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do, whatever it looks like right now. Not what everybody else's look like, but this is what I'm gonna do for me right now. So I still have that, and then I keep in contact with some people, my friends from Laureate, and even though our journeys look very different, we know what we're talking about, and so it's very much the same. I want to live in freedom from the eating disorder, and I'll get there. I'm not giving up until I get there.